Good evening, Postal family. What's going on? My name is Saeed. Welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing this Friday evening? We got some news. The dock workers they reached the agreement and their strike is over. So that's the big news of the day going around, and that's what I want to. I don't veer off too much from postal, service news, but this is big, and it kind of has that same meaning of NALC needs to learn a lesson from these different unions that are standing up for their people and whatnot, and they're reaching big deals and getting big raises. So I don't veer off much from postal service, but this one I wanted to get into just for the because news is going around. I like to pass on news. But first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Saeed. Postal content, mostly what I do. Sometimes, like I said, if it's a big news, I would veer off. And if you like this kind of content, really appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. Keep smashing those likes for me. Really helps out the channel and the video. And keep those comments coming. They're really, I really learn a lot from all the comments, different things that you're all experiencing. Thank you so much. Those comments are really informative, and you guys go into great detail explaining each of the comments. I really do appreciate it. And, keep them coming, Thanks for all you do for my channel here, all the support. Thanks so much. And let's get into today's video. Dock workers strike suspended. Tentative agreement includes, get this, 62% pay raise over 6 years. Tens of thousands of US dock workers went on strike on Tuesday. So not too long, just a few days, and they reached the deal. Simple as that. A historic United States port strike has been suspended and a tentative agreement was reached on wages, according to the International Longshoremen's Association and U.S. Maritime Alliance. Effective immediately, all current job actions will cease and all work covered by master contract will resume, the LLA and USMX said in a joint statement Thursday evening. The tentative agreement would increase workers' wages by 62. I gotta stop and really think, because a mailman and just imagine, it's not gonna happen, but 62% increase over the life of the 6-year contract. Sources familiar confirmed to ABC News. This represents a significant increase from the shipping industry's group's offer of a 50% wage increase earlier this week. The union had been pushing for a 77% pay hike over 6 years. So in between, they reached a 62% increase over the span of the contract. The tentative agreement would bring the hourly wage for a top dock worker to $63 per hour at the end of the new contract, up from $39 per hour under the expired contract. Our max right now at the service is 36. Man, our wages definitely need to go up. This is all around us. Things gotta change for us too. I mean, this is getting beyond ridiculous. The Maritime Alliance increased its offer amid public pressure from the Biden administration to put forward a contract offering higher wages. The tentative agreement does not resolve differences between the union and shipping companies over the use of automated machinery, sources said. That will be a key focus of negotiations between both sides from now until January 15. I want to applaud the International Longshoremen's Association's ILA and the United States Maritime Alliance for coming together to reopen the Gulf Coast. Today's tentative agreement on a record wage and extension of collective bargaining process. Collective bargaining, that sounds familiar? Collective bargaining. extension of collective bargaining process represents critical progress towards a strong contract, Biden said on agreement. I want to thank the union workers, the carriers, and the port operators for acting patriotically to reopen our ports and ensure the availability of critical supplies for Hurricane Helene recovery and rebuilding. Collective bargaining works, and it is critical to building a stronger economy from the middle out, from the bottom up, he continued. Tens of thousands of U.S. dock workers had walked off the job early Tuesday morning, clogging dozens of ports along the eastern Gulf Coast. ILA members started to set up picket lines at shipping ports up and down the Atlantic and Gulf Coast as of 12:01 a.m. Tuesday in the union's first coastside strike in nearly 50 years. The ILA, the union representing 50,000 East Coast and Gulf Coast dock workers under the contract at issue, was seeking higher wages and a ban on the use of some automated equipment. So they weren't only wanting higher wages, they were worried about, some automated equipment replacing them. So their contract won't allow, their bosses to use that equipment because in the contract. That's really smart. They were really thinking that's a strong union. That's a very good union and really knows what it's doing for its workers there. See, the ban on the use of some automated equipment, ban. So they don't want their jobs replaced by robots or anything like that. They've wrote it in the contract, so it's not allowed. So that's really smart. ILA longshore workers deserve to be compensated for the important work they do, keeping America commerce moving and growing, the ILA told ABC News in a statement on Monday. Meanwhile, ILA dedicated longshore workers continue to be crippled by inflation due to USMX's unfair wage packages. Following the strike, Biden called for a fair offer from the USMX organization bargaining on behalf of the dock workers' employees. In a statement released on Tuesday, Biden emphasized the strong profits enjoyed by shipping firms in recent years as well as the sacrifices made by dock workers during COVID-19 pandemic. Amid the strike, USMX said Wednesday it remained committed to bargaining in good faith to address the ILA's demands and USMX's concerns. A prolonged work stoppage of several weeks or months could have rekindled inflation for some goods and triggered layoffs at manufacturers as raw materials dried up, experts said. The last time East Coast and Gulf Coast workers went on strike in 1977, the work stoppage lasted 7 weeks. So they didn't want anything like that. In a few days, they got the deal done and back to work. In 2002, a strike among workers at West Coast ports lasted 11 days before then-President George Bush invoked the Taft-Hartley Act and ended the standoff. So basically, that's the article from today's or yesterday's news about the dock workers reaching an agreement, and they're back at work. Just a lesson to be learned for our beloved NALC. People go on strike and get things resolved. Some workers around, I've been reading comments like, left and right, they're saying strike, but really, how's that possible for us, guys? I mean, think about it. We have waiting list of applicants, that want to get hired. So if you got to start from the bottom up, how, if we can even imagine that, but who's going to put it together? Where will it start? Which station will it start? How? There's lots of questions and lots of organization needs to happen. It's just nobody's going to take the initiative to putting this whole thing together. So also wanted to read something from a coworker. He wrote, very intriguing little article he wrote, about the anger going on among the carrier ranks. So I was just intrigued by it, wanted to share it. So it just said, enough is enough. Time for new leadership and NALC. For over 16 months, mail carriers across the country have been waiting for a new contract, waiting on union reps who seem more worn out than the issues they're supposed to be addressing. It's 2024, and it's unacceptable that the National Association of Letter Carriers, NALC, can't pull together to secure adequate wages and working conditions for the very people who face the daily dangers and hardships of being a mail carrier. Mail carriers are under constant threat. Robberies, vicious dogs, angry customers, and unprofessional supervisors with little to no training. Yet we continue to work day in and day out. That is true statement right there. Day in, day out, we're there, punch the clock, we're handling the mail. So yet we continue to day in, day out, risking our safety and well-being, all without the security of a proper contract. How is it the UPS drivers are making $125,000 after just 4 years? MTA workers earn $141,000 after 6 years. And even dock officers get $105,000 after 5 years. Meanwhile, postal workers who are outside delivering mail in rain, snow, sleet, and hail remain undervalued and underpaid. It's really amazing. That's a true fact right there. Just nobody's giving us the importance that we all deserve. The time it's taking to secure a new contract only highlights one thing. We need new leadership. The NALC, from union members to shop stewards, has lost its bite. The sharks that are supposed to be fighting for us have turned docile, unwilling to take on management and push for the wages protection we deserve. A call for change. This is a wake-up call to NALC mail carriers. It's time to change the game. It's time to elect leaders who will truly have our best interests at heart. Leaders who will fight for us and not shy away from standing up to management and the Postal Service. True facts right there, guys. True facts. For those just entering this field, you should feel secure in the so-called career the Academy promises. You deserve representation that won't back down and will fight tooth and nail to ensure your safety, your salary, and your future. Take action. Attend the next union meeting, guys. Voice your concerns. Be heard. And when election time comes, vote for individuals who are ready to fight for you, who won't be afraid to go head to head with the powers that be. It's time to breed new sharks in the water because the old ones have lost their bite. We deserve better. That is so true. Let's come together to create real change. Enough is enough. That's well said by this person. Well said. I really like this article he put together. If you're out there, I applaud you on this. Very nice. And I was glad I shared that. It makes a lot of sense what he said, this guy. So, that's where we're at. We saw the Dockworkers reaching a tentative agreement, and our person just keeps saying it's coming, we're done, deal is done. Somebody had mentioned that it's not him, and it's the USPS not trying to offer anything. So what's the next step after that? It's arbitration, right? So what's holding arbitration now? Why we can't even get the dates for arbitration? So that's where we're at. Anger building up, frustration, and we see other people strike and win whatever they're looking for, get the wages, the big raises. Something's got to give, and we got to get ours. So just like I always say, stay patient out there, guys. something will give. Contract will come along that will be our liking, God willing. So just hang in there, guys. Again, if you're new to the channel, this is Saeed. Postal content is what I do. So if you like this sort of thing, I would appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe and keep smashing those likes for me. It really helps out the channel. And leave me some comments what you all think, what's going on. If you've heard anything new from Renfro, please do let me know in the comments. On the WebEx meetings that he holds, let me know definitely. So again, like always, stay good, people. Stay positive. Something good will come along, and stay safe out there. We'll see you on the next take. God bless.